Hi, it's Rebecca Whitman, your host of the Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant Show. I'm a top-rated life coach, an international best-selling author, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I'm on a mission to help you go from burned out to balanced, beautiful, and abundant. The experts on this show will help you achieve work-life balance so that you can experience abundance in 7 pillars of life: spirituality, health, emotions, romance, mindset, social, and financial life. When you have all 7 pillars of life in alignment, you are balanced, beautiful, and abundant. Let's go.
Welcome to the Ecstatic Wealth, and we are so excited to welcome our special guest, Rebecca, today again. She was part of our first production, and I'm so excited to have you in space again. So thank you so much for saying yes.
It's so great to be here for the second time. I love it. We can go even deeper. We had such a great first conversation.
Yeah, our first conversation, we talked about manifestation and money creation and way to align with your soul calling and soul purpose. But for following you, I see all of your client success stories. I see you featured in LA Times, Miami Times, this Times, doing podcasts, doing so much magic in the world. For somebody who is just finding you in the summit, in this container, in this space for the first time, can you give a little bit of overview what you do in the world? What's your favorite way to serve for the community so people get to experience you?
Absolutely. Well, I never thought I would have all those articles like top 7 entrepreneurs to watch and 23 by LA Weekly or Life Coach of the Year. I mean, I'm just as surprised as anyone because I moved here 22 years ago to become an actress. I live in LA and I had small parts on really big shows like Friends, CSI, and 24. And I never did get that big break. And I found myself working at children's acting schools, which I really love because I don't have kids. While the kids were at school during the day, I would study with great spiritual teachers and listen to them lecture, like Michael Beckwith, Abraham Hicks, Louise Hay, Marianne Williamson. And I started studying the law of attraction and applying it to my financial life. And before I knew it, I was making 6 figures working part-time at the children's acting school. And the one area that I didn't apply it so well was my love life. And I had the habit of picking narcissistic, emotionally unavailable men. And I had a lot of really toxic, painful relationships. And I decided to marry one, hoping he would change. And we all know how that story turns out. He did not change. And 3 years later, I filed for divorce. And as my divorce was painfully proceeding because he sued me for spousal support, my dad was slowly dying. And in one of our last conversations in the nursing home, he asked me to write a book. I didn't know what I would write about. A few months later, my dad had died, my marriage had dissolved, and I was sitting in my financial planner's office. He said, "Rebecca, you've become a millionaire in the worst year of your life. Even though you lost your dad in your marriage, you had your best financial year ever. And I think you should teach women what you did." So I looked at my life and I realized that I had 7 areas called my 7 pillars of abundance. And that when these 7 key areas of life are in alignment, you can be, do, or have anything you want. So now I'm happily married to my soulmate. And I empower women to go from burned out to balanced, beautiful, and abundant. I call myself the magnetic abundance mentor because I teach women how to magnetize abundance to them rather than to go out and chase and exhaust themselves to find their abundance.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love this. And this is so delicious. And I think this is such a powerful portal that you're opening for our audience, right? Magnetic abundance, kind of like shifting the mindset and beliefs around, chasing and scarcity. And we got to work harder. We got to be more overwhelmed, more burnout. So what do you see is shifting for women? And how can we open this portal of ease and flow and receiving and surrendering?
That is such a beautiful question. That is like the crux of my work. So masculine energy is to go out and chase and pursue wealth and to push yourself to exhaustion and to hustle and grind. And feminine magnetic wealth is to be aligned and to feel good and feel energetically full and overflowing. And then people are drawn to you. They want to be around your energy. They want to be your client. They want to be your friend. They want to be your lover because you're just so delicious and fun and full. So when you think of energy, think of it like this cup of tea. You can just keep pouring out your energy and going after money until there's nothing left and you burn out, and you might get sick and you might die from burnout. I mean, it's real. Or it's okay to go after things and have goals and dreams and be ambitious, but you have to do things that keep your cup full. So that is self-care. And I like to say that self-care is not selfish. Self-care is a way of life.
Oh, I love this. This is such a powerful message that we as women sometimes forget or don't allow ourselves to go into. Oh my goodness, if I stop, everything will stop and, everything will fall apart. So there is a little bit of fear. Yeah.
Yeah, there is fear. And you brought up scarcity thinking. So every thought, every conversation, either your internal dialogue or what you say out, is scarcity or abundance thinking. Now, a lot of women are very careful, especially in LA, what they eat. It's got to be gluten-free. It's got to be vegan. It's got to be no soy, no sugar. But they say anything to themselves and to other people. So I teach my clients to switch their thinking from scarcity to abundance. Instead of thinking there's not enough time, there's not enough money, there's not enough men, there's not enough clients. I've got plenty of time, plenty of energy, plenty of money. And it is a challenge. Even myself, I often catch myself saying I'm tired. And that's a scarcity conversation around my energy body. So I want to change my conversation to I have plenty of energy.
Beautiful. I love this. And this is such a fine tuning that can have a huge impact on somebody's reality and manifestation of the external. That's powerful.
It's very powerful. And it's a choice. I like the saying, don't fake it till you make it, faith it till you make it. God didn't bring you this far to drop you on your head. And most business coaches put you in a fight or flight scarcity mentality because they tell you quit your job, max out your credit cards. You've got to go all in and put yourself in a do or die situation. And that works for a masculine energy. But if you're in your feminine energy and you have got to, close that client in order to keep your roof over your head and keep food on your table for your kids, then it becomes a desperate energy. And I am encouraging women to attract clients from contribution, not desperation. When people really feel your desire to help and contribute, that is magnetic. But when you are desperate and you have to close a sale to keep food on your table, that is going to push people away because that is a very desperate energy. And people can feel that. People can, I like to call it commission breath. People can smell commission breath nowadays.
Oh my God. This is so LA of you. Like all of the real estate and agents and all of that LA scene.
Well, even healers and coaches, they can have commission breath as well. And it's important that people know that you are coming from contribution, not desperation. Of course, everybody wants more clients. Everybody wants more leads, but it is about your legacy. What kind of a difference do you want to make in the world? And if you keep your job and have a side hustle, you can have all your bills paid, have your health insurance, have everything intact, and then you do your passion project on the side. So I actually have a program called Create Your Six-Figure Side Hustle, which teaches women how to turn their side hustle either into their full-time income, or another difference between me and other business coaches, I say don't even quit your job at all. Have multiple streams of income. I believe everybody should have at least 4 streams of income.
Oh, beautiful. That's a wealth conversation right here.
Yeah.
For somebody, so I love your vision for keeping that side hustle or even never letting it go. For somebody not there yet, so there is a desire to have a little bit more meaning, a little bit more fulfillment, maybe serve in whatever capacity. How one can find a thing? How can one find something that can become that side hustle before we start growing it?
You want to ask yourself some questions. Now, on my website, RebeccaElizabethWhitman.com, I have a free guide. It's called Find Your Meaningful and Magnetic Purpose. So a lot of the questions are on my website. Ask yourself, what do you love?
Mm-hmm.
What could you talk about for 30 minutes and not look at your notes?
Oh,
what do you find yourself Googling? What do you find yourself listening to podcasts about? What do you find yourself reading magazine articles about? What do people come to you for? Like if they say, oh, go see Olia, she's amazing at being in ecstasy. She's amazing at having an ecstatic life. Go see her. Like, what do your friends recommend you for to the other friends? What are you known for? What are you good at that you're good at without even having to study it or work very hard? What are you just naturally good at? What were you good at as a little girl or a little boy? What is like a natural gift? And what is something you've overcome? So they say that your message is in your mess. And if you have come through something, you can teach someone else how to go through it. So what is something hard? Have you lost a child, lost a marriage, lost a parent? Have you been broke and come back? Have you, had a health issue and recovered? What is it that you have overcome? And you can help somebody else, because your ideal client is you before your transformation. So that is the person that you can serve the most. So what were you like before you started listening to summits like the Ecstatic Well Summit?
I love this. Yeah. So that's on your website. People can just go question by question, fill in, and kind of like once they fill in every single question, what's the process? You just read and look for common signs. Like how would somebody continue from that?
You'll get your questions answered. And with that, you can get a free coaching call with me, a 30-minute breakthrough call, and we can kind of take the different areas that you answered and come up with your ideal side hustle. So that's something that I will offer. That's not my main gift for the listeners, but that's another gift that I'll offer the listeners of the summit, is go ahead and take that meaningful and magnetic purpose quiz. And then also on my website, right next to that, you can set up a breakthrough call so we can discuss it.
Beautiful. I love it. So nice of you and generous of you. I think this is such a powerful, valuable portal for people to step into.
Thank you. I love that word that you're using that word portal a lot. I love it. It sounds so like magical and mysterious. Like what's on the other side? It's a portal, like kind of like Alice in Wonderland. That's a book about a portal. I love it.
Portal into the ecstatic wealth and abundance and joy and fulfillment.
That's right. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go.
That's a portal that I want to go through every day.
And you help people to step into that portal, which
I do.
I do.
I helped a woman named Kendall. She was a single mom, 3 divorces. She had a toddler at home. She was living in a trailer. And this sounds so outrageous, but this actually happened. She took my course, Create Your 6-Figure Side Hustle, and manifested $300,000 of wealth and abundance within a couple of weeks of graduating.
Oh, beautiful.
So it's anything. Anything is possible when you shift your mindset and go through this portal and become magnetic.
Powerful. Beautiful. So that's for somebody who is already a little bit playing with side hustle, maybe offering
Yeah,
their
she already had some
services.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
She already had
some
real
stuff.
estate. She already was a coach. Yeah, she already had some stuff. If somebody's just a novice and doesn't have a side hustle but hates their job, I would highly recommend that you find that passion project and start the side hustle. It's a time management thing. A lot of people are like, Rebecca, I'm so exhausted from my job. I don't even have time for anything else. But I am a huge believer in when you're committed, time expands, and you can find 3 to 5 hours a week, block them out in your schedule. I call them power hours. And within those 3 to 5 hours a week, you might not get a lot in 1 week, but what about after 50 weeks in a year? And what about after 3 to 5 years? These hours are going to build up. And before you know it, you are going to have a profitable side hustle. And now everything's done from your phone. So you can just do this from your phone in the nooks and crannies of your day while you're waiting in line at the grocery store, waiting in line for your child, to be picked up from school, or during the commercial break. I mean, there's so much you can do now from a cell phone that it's amazing.
When you talk about it, I almost feel you're almost inviting people into seeing that it's limitless potential, and then they can create from those energy pockets or time pockets, they can create that abundance for themselves. They don't have to limit themselves with just a paycheck.
Yeah, the internet is unlimited. The internet is like the wild, wild west where people are going to be making fortunes. They say that AI is going to help so many people make money because it helps so much with your content creation. And just from your phone, if you have your phone and your Wi-Fi, you can create an empire. I mean, look at you, Olia. You create from all over the world with your phone and a Wi-Fi. So you don't have to be tied to a desk. I mean, that's a whole different thing. That's being a digital nomad. But for the people who are super busy with their jobs, time block things in the nooks and crannies of your day. Wake up an extra half hour early, go to bed a half hour later, do a quick power hour during lunch, and you'll be amazed at what you can create.
One question for this audience that is interested in side hustle, they might have answered your questions, might have some clarity. What is that final push? What is that kind of like saying yes to even getting on the phone and start playing with extra income, extra sources of revenue? Like, what do you see? What is that shift for people?
People have to move from fear to love, because everything they want is outside of their comfort zone. And it's about your willingness to look bad. One of my favorite mentors says, embrace the suck, because when you're new, when you're new at reels, when you're new at going live, when you're new at stories, it feels really awkward. And that's just part of your learning curve. I mean, even me, sometimes I'll go live and there'll be like 0 people, right? And I'm an established coach with my podcast is top 1% in self-help right now, the Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant Show. I go live sometimes, there are 0 people, 0. And I'm like, wow, like my mom's not even listening, my best friend, my brother, like, it makes you reevaluate. Well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but you have got to just not care what anybody thinks. Once you get that passion, once you figure out what your mission is, who you want to serve and how you want to serve them. I like to say that rejection is my vitamin for my personal growth, and I don't fear it anymore. And I have a really good client who is really wanting to 10x her business. And she said her goal every day is to get 20 no's, because that takes the fear out of, oh my God, what if somebody says no? Her goal, so she flipped the paradigm. Her goal is to get 20 no's, because if she gets 20 no's, then how many yeses is she going to get? And if she gets 20 no's, how many people is she asking to take a look at her business? And it's just about not being scared of rejection and not being scared of failure. You know, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Because failure it's a made up word. And to me, there is no failure. I either win, meaning I get what I want, or I learn, and learning is invaluable. So there is no failure. And I would tell your listeners to be 10 times bolder and have more fun, because I think that last push is the fear of what other people think. And what other people think of you is none of your business. And if they're not paying your bills, it doesn't really matter what they think, because their opinions don't matter. And even if they are paying your bills, it still doesn't matter what they think of you, but you still want to be respectful if somebody's paying your bills.
I love this. This is so good. Yeah, that's a powerful medicine. I can feel like how that would move a needle for somebody who is still on the edge, still a little bit afraid to jump and fly. Yeah. And then the piece about, you mentioned this earlier, multiple streams of income. Why do you feel, for women especially, like, why do you feel it's important? Can we actually do it? Do we have capacity to do it? Don't we get like distracted and overwhelmed?
You don't have to work every stream of income every day. So if you look at my 4 streams of income, one of them is I own real estate, and I have tenants that are paying their rent every month. So that's one stream of income. Another stream of income is I still work at the children's acting school because I love the kids. I only work there 3 days a week. My coaching business, of course. And then I'm also in the health and wellness space where I promote collagen for anti-aging and fat loss. So those are 4 businesses. And I build my week out where I can do the business. The real estate doesn't take any time, thank God, unless there's like some kind of a plumbing emergency. The acting school's 3 days a week. The health and wellness business, I do power hours, like 5 to 10 power hours a week. And then everything else, it's, summits, podcasts, coaching. It's my coaching business. And think of it like, remember in high school and college, you didn't just have one subject. We had like those 5 ring binders where we had 4 or 5 subjects. And we would have different homework and different tests and different assignments in each of the 5 subjects. And we could keep them all organized and all separate. That's kind of what I think about when I think about my schedule and my 4 streams of income. I have different tasks and different things that I'm doing in each of these 4 businesses, and I know how to time block them and organize them so that they're separate.
Yeah. And you have a beautiful partnership, and you guys are traveling together, and you are having this beautiful dog now. So you have a lot of binders in that binder.
I am. And I will tell you that I couldn't do this without having a loving and supportive partner, because I was really draining my energy on emotionally unavailable narcissistic men. And it was like really breaking my spirit. And I did not have the energy to have multiple streams of income. I was just getting by. So figuring that part out, having a loving romantic relationship with someone who really believes in my goals and dreams has made a huge difference, which is I have another program called 7 Steps to Manifest Your Soulmate. And the 2 programs really, they go hand in hand, because your romance affects your finance in a huge way. So yeah, it is. And then this new addition that you can see in the back, this beautiful little lab puppy. And it's been a really beautiful journey. And I didn't, when I was divorced, in 2017, he said, "You'll never marry again. You're always going to be alone. You're a bad person. Nobody's going to like you." He said the most, hateful things. And I had a choice in that moment to either give up and believe him and say, you know what, I'm in my 40s. I've missed the boat. I'm just going to be alone, or say, no, I'm going to look, sexier, better, get happier, get richer than I've ever been in my life. And his negative words actually motivated me to create the life that I'm living now, that, you're celebrating with me. So thank you.
Yeah, beautiful alchemy, because that's you choosing something that's added to your expansion, which is so powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love witnessing your love journey. It's so inspiring, and you guys work out together, like doing all of the fun activities.
We have a
Yeah,
lot
so
of fun.
yeah, it's nice to see, because I feel like, even when I'm witnessing your journey, it's like you are such a strong stand for you can have it all in a way. And like even our first conversation in our first summit, it's like, the energy of like having all 7 departments filled in, right? So you were talking about that wholeness, and it feels like that keeps opening for you as well.
You can have it all. And it's just a matter of knowing what these 7 pillars of abundance are. And I don't do all of them every day. For example, one of them is social, but I try to have one social visit a week with a friend. Sometimes it's more, but at least I want to see a girlfriend once a week. And then I build my life. This is a perfect segue to the gift. So I was gifted with this beautiful abundance journal when I was a teenager. I went to my first 12-step meeting because I have struggled with addiction. And I met a beautiful woman named Janet, and she told me, this is how you write. And she called it a God journal. And she gave me these life-changing journal prompts. I added a few of my own, and now I call it an abundance journal. And this is the foundation of all 7 pillars, spirituality. Every morning, no matter what, I will write in the abundance journal, and it gets my mind set up for abundance. It gets my mind set up for romance. It gets my mind set up for health and all the great things that I want to manifest and living that ecstatic life. And that is why I'm gifting it to your listeners, because if you do this abundance journal, you can do it in the morning or at night, but if you do it consistently for 10 days in a row, I know you're going to have a breakthrough in something. And I can't wait to use your word. I can't wait to see where this portal takes you, this abundance journal.
To ecstasy.
That's right. That's the goal, to ecstasy.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for giving this gift. I feel like it's such a valuable contribution as well. So for people who love your medicine, either in wellness department, either in wealth department, either in love department, what's the best way to connect? How are you working with people? So people, I know you have podcasts, like tell people how to find and follow you the best.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at Rebecca E. Whitman, Facebook and LinkedIn, Rebecca Whitman. But the best way to work with me is I have a free women's coaching circle every Tuesday at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And I also have the Abundance Journal. I have all kinds of fun events like this awesome Ecstatic Wealth Summit I do. And all of that is in my Linktree link that I'm going to give Olia. And it's all there, all the stuff that I'm up to. I'm going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. In January, this is a workshop that will set you up for the best 2024 ever. I'm going to help you have 21 customized affirmations. So there's a lot of really great ways to play with me in the space of creating ecstatic wealth. And they will all be included in my Linktree link. So that's the best way. And of course, my website is there, RebeccaElizabethWhitman.com. It's all under the Linktree link just to make it easy.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. And you're pretty active on social media. I can see you posting and working with people and inspiring people. So yeah, beautiful. We'll post all of the links.
Awesome. Well, welcome back to Tulum after your adventures in Egypt. And so excited for all the other speakers and, for the people that are going to have huge breakthroughs in their wealth and abundance after listening to all these interviews. It's such an honor to be a part of it again and to be asked back a second time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here and sharing your medicine in all of the vessels of life. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for being a devoted listener to the Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant show. I so appreciate your subscription, your reviews, sharing this podcast with your friends. And if you feel called to work with me on a personal level, I want to invite you to my Elegant Warrior training. It is starting in mid-January. I will personally help you get all 7 areas of your life to a level 10. That includes your spirituality, your emotions, your romantic life, your financial life, get your mindset on track, make sure you have a great community. And this is a 7-week group coaching class. If you want to learn more about it or just meet me, I would love for you to schedule a complimentary breakthrough call. My schedule is very full this year, but I have opened 3 spots this week to talk to you and just see where you need a breakthrough, where are you feeling stuck in your life. Maybe you need to lose a few pounds, maybe you're tired of being single, or maybe you're ready to double and triple your finances. So wherever you feel stuck, I'm committed to helping you have a breakthrough on this coaching call. Go ahead and click the link in the show notes in the link tree to schedule that breakthrough call. And if you're interested in learning more about Elegant Warrior Training, I am happy to talk to you about it live, or you can always reach out through my email. Talk to you soon. Keep rocking your goals and keeping your vibe high, and I'll see you next week with another incredible